Hola, buenos días. Soy Ruth. Presento 100 Days of Spanish. Hoy es día 71. Hoy quiero presentar un poco de la gramática. En mi opinión, y en la opinión de Steven Pinker, who wrote The Language Instinct, which is a seminal work, en mi opinión, los humanos absorben la gramática. We absorb la gramática, ¿sí? Yo no quiero presentar las reglas. Yo quiero presentar la gramática con ejemplos. And the piece of gramática que quiero presentar is we have done something, or I have done something, you have done something, or she or he has done something, okay? So we need to do the words for example, we have. And we have is hemos. Estudiar is to study. If I want to change that into studied, it becomes estudiado. So how would you say we have studied? Hemos estudiado. Hemos estudiado las direcciones un poco. Right, left, forward, front, in front of and behind. Well, more like posiciones, see? Now, you have, in the informal way, is tú has. Has. It's spelled H-A-S. And to memorize is memorizar. To move from memorizar into the past participle, you go memorizado. And you have that ado sound on the end again. So, have you memorized those positions? Has memorizado esas posiciones? ¿No has memorizado las posiciones? Bueno, no es un problema. Es importante repasar, repasar, repetir, repetir. So we have derecha, izquierda, delante, detrás. It's enough for a dance, un baile. We're going to imaginar que estamos en un hotel en Madrid. And the whole point of this is to practicar esa estructura. So the word for to arrive is llegar. Okay, and I quite like it because you can say, yeah, got there, llegar. Arrived is llegado. So we have arrived is hemos llegado. Hemos llegado al hotel. See? And what you want to say to the receptionist is, hola, buenos días, I've reserved a room. Now, I have is yo he. Yo he. And to reserve is reservar. So it will become reservado. Okay? So the whole sentence is he or yo he reservado una habitación. La recepcionista dice su nombre, por favor. You tell her your name, but there's been a shift change. So there are more than one recepcionistas, and la otra recepcionista hasn't written anything down about you, about your name. Now, to note something down is anotar. So that'll become anotado. And she has is ella ha. But we want it negative. Now we would say she has not. They're going to say she no has. Okay? Ella no ha anotado su reservación. Muy bien? Now the receptionist is going to use the usted form. She's not going to say tú. She's going to say usted. Now it's usted ha. So it's spelled H-A. Usted ha. And the word for pay is pagar. So paid will be pagado. She asks you, ¿Usted ha pagado? You say, no, I haven't paid. I haven't paid. I've only reserved. So I haven't paid. Remember, I have is yo he, but we're going to have the no, so it'll be yo no he pagado. And it's the same if you're going to say only. The word for only is easy, it's solo, but we're going to put it before. So you're going to say only I have reserved, which is solo he reservado. ¿Ok? La recepcionista dice, no es un problema. Tengo una habitación doble para usted. You accept the room, everybody's happy, you get your key now. Recientemente hemos estudiado la palabra for key, which is llaves. Now, I want to say about another type of word, because we've got these. We've got estudiar becomes estudiado, memorizar becomes memorizado, and we've got llegar becoming llegado, anotar becomes anotado. But when we've got a verb like aprender, which is to learn, it becomes aprendido. Hemos aprendido la palabra llave, which means key. See? Right. So when we've got a word with air, like aprender, it's not aprendar. If it was aprendar, it would be aprendado, but it's not. It's aprender. So it becomes aprendido. Hemos aprendido la palabra llave. Same with a word like to lose. To lose is perder. And it's not perdar, it's perder. So if you wanted to say, I've lost my key, when you come back a little bit later, you've got your habitación, you're very contenta, muy contenta, or muy contento if you're un señor, but you've lost your key. So you come back and you say, I he perdido mi llave. Okay? He perdido mi llave. So she gives you a spare key. Later on, maybe you find your key, and find is encontrar. Encontrar, like encountering, or it's the same word for meet, encounter. So I found my key. Encontrar becomes encontrado. And I have is yo he. Yo he, or just he, encontrado mi llave. Hurrah! I don't know what you think, but I'm quite firm in my belief that the best way to estudiar la gramática es con muchos ejemplos. What do you think? Let me know. I've got una recomendación para ti, which is studyspanish.com, and it just sets everything out. I will also put everything en mis notas. Like my video, subscribe to my channel, por favor. Mañana I've got a lovely story, a really heartwarming story to tell you about generosity, la generosidad, in times of the COVID-19 breakout. So, la generosidad en los tiempos del COVID-19. Mañana. I'll see you then. Hasta mañana. Adiós.